So now we understand the man pays the bills and they not getting no cheeks. Woo! What up, my single ladies? It is a great day to help you find the man of your dreams. If this is your first time here, I help women understand how men think without no confusion or delusion to help you become a long-time valuable partner. So if you're tired of being in these streets, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And for today, we're gonna be reacting to some of these dating rules so I can give y'all my perspective. Let's get right into it.
This is just my own unique approach to dating. No casual sex ever. You're not touching me if we're not in a relationship, period. Number two is kind of
Okay, I can actually understand that as long as the expectation during that time on your end isn't to be treated like a wife. And I know, ladies, when you hear that, that might make you gawk or be like, oh my God, another red pillar, another incel. But it's honestly nothing like that. What you all have to understand is that during the dating phase, you are just getting to know someone. A man understands this as well. I'm just getting to know you, but we're not in a relationship, right? And so that means you are free to also go and date other people. Personally, I love this one, but I would also want to understand what is her expectations from the man during this time if you're not having any casual sex, or like, how do you graduate to having sex, right? Because while we're in the dating phase, especially based on age, it's honestly like a creditor-debitor relationship. And I know it sucks to hear this, but this is just the truth. It's like, you're getting this out of me. What exactly am I getting out of you? If all I'm getting is good morning text, but I'm planning dates and spending my financial capital to invest into you, then a good morning and good night ain't gonna cut it, right? And you saying, oh, well, I respond to your text message and your calls ain't gonna cut it. And so I would definitely want to know, when is those cheeks going to be served? Because that is a part of getting to the relationship point. So cold world.
connected to number one. I don't date promiscuous men. I am so terrified of STDs. My biggest fear is getting HPV, and that cannot be tested in men. The only way a man will know if he has HPV is if the girl he's having sex with gets a pap smear and it shows up for her. I will not be your guinea pig, okay? I'm not risking my life for that. And as a man, the more sexual partners you have, the more likely it is that you have HPV. I don't kiss on the first date.
For her number two, I 100% agree. I have actually not proceeded forward with some relationships due to STDs. I do believe her phrasing should be a little bit different though. Just saying like, I don't date promiscuous men isn't the same as I don't date men that don't have STDs. And then she only mentioned HPV, right? So for me, it's HPV, HSV, HIV. If you have any of those, I am personally not interested in getting to know you on a deeper level, right? And so I'm not sure if maybe the other ones could apply here. I hope they don't, because she's saying I don't date promiscuous men and she no casual sex ever. So I'm just gonna believe that she's clean. And so yeah, I would just say I don't date men with STDs, and we have to go get tested before we proceed forward with intercourse.
And then that's only if he asks me for consent. I think it's so sexy when a guy asks to kiss you. Like, I love it so much. If you don't think it's sexy, you probably haven't been asked the right way. But like, when you have the right amount of sexual tension and mutual attraction, it just works. It flows so perfectly. If I don't hear from you for
Wait, so number three did come off a little confusing for me. So she doesn't kiss on the first date unless it comes with consent. Let me just speak on the consent portion to a kiss. 50% of women would be okay with consent, and then 50% of women would just want it to happen organically. And by the way, I have attempted both. When I first ever asked about the kiss, because I was seeing that rise and like, oh, men just be making moves and they just be doing this and this. Man, shorty looked me right in the eyes and was like, please don't demasculate yourself. And then I was like, my bad. Listen, I'm seeing too much of this stuff online. And she was like, yeah, no, I'm staring you in the eyes. I'm feeling, I saw all the signals, right? But I just didn't even move forward because I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna ask anyway. And it made it really awkward for her. Then I was in a class one time and that came up, and a couple of the women in class were saying, yeah, a man gotta ask. And then half of them was like, nah, just kiss me, because I don't even want to have that awkward situation happen. So that's going to be 50-50 with women as much as that's 50-50 with men. And so that's always going to be tough.
I only want to date men that have the same level of enthusiasm that I have for them. And if you're not speaking to me for 2 days, it's giving that you don't want to talk to me. And if you don't want to talk to me, then I don't want to talk to you. So bye.
Yes, I do agree that if you're not hearing from someone, then they are most likely not interested. I would also share with you all that A lot of times it depends on how the conversations go. Are they small talk, or are you all talking about your goals and aspirations? And this comes back to my relationship versus dating point. Okay. So I had a woman who was interested in me, and she would message things like, hey, what are you having for lunch? Hey, what are you having for dinner? And would do that consistently over a couple of days. And then at some point I had to message her to go like, hey, when I message you, it's always thoughtful things that I'm working on or currently planning, whether it comes to content, whether it comes to life, whether it comes to the gym. Like they're well structured conversations, right? They have to do with growth. I was like, your messages are so mediocre to me that I actually don't care to reply to them, because I literally told you I prep my food and I eat almost the same thing every single day, right? And for her, she was saying, oh, well, this is me just checking on you, letting you know I'm interested. But at that point, I'm not interested in just talking about what did I have for dinner, right? What did I have for breakfast? You texting me good morning, you texting me good night, because I have so many other things that I'm working on and doing. And so I say this to say that you not hearing from someone doesn't always mean they aren't interested. You have to ask yourself, how do the conversations go when you talk to them? Because I can even think of another woman I was talking to who she was very introverted and wasn't good with conversations. And so she would call me and just go, hey, that's it. Right. And then I'm like, well, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. What's up? Right. And then I, at that point, would just end up leading the entire conversation. And she enjoyed that and would even tell me all the time, like, oh my God, I love calling you because you're always down to just chat about life stuff. And then at some point it hit me, was like, damn, it'd be good if you share some stuff too. And so I just think it depends on the personality of both people. So I don't agree with that one.
Politics on the first date. I need to know what kind of person you are before I'm in too deep. Like, I refuse to be in a relationship with a sociopath.
So this is another one where I feel like you should just speak your mind on exactly what you want to know about this person's thought process, instead of trying to see, are they keeping up with the world's events, or see how they feel about politics. Just ask directly whatever's on your mind. Hey, are you racist? Hey, how do you feel about black women? Right? And I'm saying black women because she's black, right? I just ask the question. Don't try to play it around seeing if they're a Republican or a Democrat, or if they understand what's happening with Greenland and NATO and the Epstein files. Like that, okay, cool. That I like, cause even I just shared all that with you all, and I could give you some random stuff I've seen online, but I'm not deep in it. And so that would be the worst questions to ask me. I'd be like, I don't know, whatever they're doing is what they're doing, right? And so I would just say, just ask the questions that you want to know. Don't try to beat around the bush.
One, but I don't split bills. Lucky, I've never been in a situation where my date has required me or asked me to split a bill with him, but this is the internet, so I need to make this very crystal clear. I do not believe in splitting bills as a woman in this patriarchal society. If you do want me to split the bill with you, you're never going to see me again. I'm also not going to pay it. I'm just going to leave, so
I definitely agree to this. No matter how the date goes, if a man asks you out, then they should cover the bill. This is also on you ladies to stop playing that little game where you're like, oh, would you like to split it? And I say that because I'm the type of person where on your initial ask, I'm going to tell you, hey, I got this. But if you ask me again, trying to be nice or wanting me to continually say no, then I'm going to say yes. Right. And that might turn a person off. But at the end of the day, I already said to you, you don't need to offer. I got this. As a man, I asked you out. I'm going to cover this. But you asking me again seems like you're playing games with me. And so at that point, I'm just going to agree. And so I would definitely tell you not to do that. Now, on her first note, and we talked about this, about that casual sex thing. So now we understand the man pays the bills and they not getting no cheeks. Woo! Woo! I don't know how long that's going to last. Just keeping it honest with y'all. Like, I think if a man sees this before going out with her, they'll most likely cancel the date, if I'm just being honest.
there's and other problematic people in his circle, I'm going to leave him alone because I don't need any of those problems in my life. Even if he doesn't have those traits now, eventually he's going to adopt their bad behavior, and I'm not here for the headache. I want to be with a man that has integrity and like values that I can connect with. And men who keep people like that in their circle typically don't. So there's no compatibility there.
100% agree about your circle. As someone 10 years ago who was a nightmare to my circle and all their girlfriends did never want them around me, I am telling you all. And ladies, you know this applies as well. Remember, 80% of my friends are women, so they tell me all the stories that happens on the girls trips and everything. If you meet a man and all his friends are savages or they operate a certain way, even if they are a good guy, that influence will play a part and have them probably do things they wouldn't do if they were not around that friend. Now, I know you might say, not my man because he loves me so much. Listen, all that goes out the window if you got the right set of circumstances and people around you convincing you to do the wrong thing, right? It's very few people on this planet that have the discipline to actually say no when everything else is saying yes, right? Unless it's something super drastic. Like if I see 5 of my friends shooting up, I'm not shooting up. We're not doing that, right? But if it's a situation where you're thinking about cheating and you around all people cheating and you see that they keep getting away with it, it's gonna take but so many times before you end up joining right in on the fun.